You know, speaking about this international intelligence organization, perhaps there's not a better film out there that really exposes the Pakistani ISI working with the CIA, working with the Mossad, than the film Fabled Enemies that I produced last year, released in September. It really shows the international intelligence op that was 9/11. It exposes the players. It's got Joe Biden in it, Bo Dietl, Michael J. Springman, who, again, was the head of the visa department in Saudi Arabia, who went public and said, hey, this is a CIA front for us to funnel in Islamic militants from all over the region through a covert program with their asset, Osama bin Laden. We also have Cynthia McKinney in this picture, recently placed in jail by Israelis and then released, fired upon last year. Her boat was bumped and fired upon. 7 years after 9/11, the supposed mastermind behind the attacks is still at large. It's almost 8 years now, folks. And the nation is entrenched in multiple wars in the Middle East, not going anywhere. This is about a Eurasian Union over there. Is bin Laden the evil behind the attack, or a mere front man in a larger picture, a boogeyman? We are told we are fighting a war on terror and that the terrorists hate us for our freedoms. If that is the case, why do our leaders take more and more of those freedoms away every single day? And remember, it's only continued through this Obama administration. Perhaps no better illustration than saying that Bush's retroactive immunity does exist, and that AT&T and all these other telecom companies are allowed to spy on the American people. That's right. Track, trace, and database everything you do on the internet, everything you do on your cell phone. And we can't do anything about it. That's what people don't understand. You're already being tapped through everything you do on the web, everything you do on the phone. It came out a month ago that your iPhone, every time it does that little collapsing, you know, how cool your iPhone is, it does that little collapse. It takes a picture and it puts it into a temporary folder that can be accessed via the web or wireless signals. That's not science fiction. That's fact, folks. All right, let's continue to go through the calls. Dan in Washington. Dan, you're on the line.
Oh, hi. I was just calling to report in, and I had called the mayor's office in Newark and asked how I could get my $1,000 reward for turning a gun person in. And they sent me to an 800 number that was busy, so I called back again and acted all excited. So they put me through to one of their representatives, and I had a talk with him, and he explained the program, and it was really quite alarming how Nazi-ish the program is. And what they do is they can basically, you turn someone in, and if there's a conviction or a crime, they give you a PIN number, and you go to a bank that they tell you to go to, and you get a reward. It's all anonymous. There's no repercussions. There's you can text the report in, you can fax the report in, you can give it over the phone. It's really quite amazing how you can go and just give any information, get a PIN number. And
now, you said text and fax. Does that mean that they text or fax you back your confirmation number, or can you give them an email or something? You don't even have to physically talk to somebody, is what you're telling me?
No, yeah, you can text. Hey, Jeff, pull up that text site again. Hang on, we have it up online here. Hang on.
Sure. But my question is, when you talk to these guys, are they texting you it back so you physically don't have to talk to anybody? In other words, that confirmation code they give you, will they text that back to you as well?
Yeah, actually, it was. We had it. It was text to 274-637, and that leads to a company called TipSoft.
And you know, by the way, that this company isn't doing it for free. This is also a private organization that's going to be benefiting from this as well. You know, so who's paying for this? It's the taxpayers. They can't just give $1,000 out for every gun. You know, they don't magically have like a bucket of money. No, that comes from you. You're the reason that they have Stasi forces, because you're paying your taxes. I thank you for the call. We're going to continue to take callers. Maria, Terry, Rob, Rick, and more on the other side. It's the Alex Jones Show. Folks, if you don't have the Obama deception, if you don't have Fabled Enemies, go to Infowars.com right now and grab a copy. It is so essential to waking people up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I am Jason Bermas, sitting in for Alex Jones. Alex will be back tomorrow, and of course doing his Sunday show as well. We're talking Federal Reserve. We're talking the audit the Fed bill. We're talking the G8. We're talking about this Newark mayor offering $1,000. No convictions necessary. Let's get the guns off the street. Tattletale squads in this country. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about the FDIC getting ready, gearing up to shut down banks all over the country. And it's all for this control grid, this smart grid, if you will. We discussed it with Larry Pratt. They want all your medical information in one database that can be accessed by the government. And that's why they want to socialize your health care. It is unbelievable. Before we go back to callers, I want to thank another one of our great sponsors, Diginet Mobile DVR. That's Diginet, DIGANET.net. Everyone should have one of these. This is a unit that records audio and video disguised as a pen. As an unbiased witness, it is always at your side, ready to help in case of a necessity, and is admissible as evidence in court if necessary. See, these hidden cameras are essential. Remember, the camera is the new weapon in this info war. There is a war for your mind, and unfortunately, the police like to lie. The authorities like to lie, and unless you have the video evidence, it is very hard to win in court. They have 2, 4, and 8 gigabyte models, which can record 2 hours of continuous audio and video, and you will not believe the quality. I think it's actually, it's either 640 by 480 or 720 by 480, which is standard definition television, and it looks amazing, folks. It's diginet.net, DIGANET.net. All right, let's continue to go to your calls, and then we're going to hit up some tech news. I know Alex doesn't hit the tech news quite as much as I do, but, I was at this wedding for 3 days over in New York, and I'm talking to my friends and my family and explaining to them about robotics and how it's on another level. Remember, you're reading about now drone attacks in Pakistan and the Middle East almost daily where they're killing 40, 50, 60 people at a time. They don't even see what's about to happen to them as they're blasted to their doom. And do you really believe all those people, 40, 50, 60 people at a time, are Taliban or Al-Qaeda or insurgents? They'll label anybody an insurgent, folks. That's how they roll. All right, let's go to Maria in California. Maria, you're on the line.
Hey, Bermas, when is your show coming back on?
I am actually starting my Sunday show when I get back. I'm going to California for a week to shoot for my next film, Invisible Empire. I'm going to be doing a couple interviews out there. And then, as long as my plane is on time, I'm going to start doing a weekly wrap-up show for Alex Jones at 6 to 9 weekly. And the first show, I believe, is July 26th. And I'm going to be doing just a 3-hour bonanza on the Bohemian Grove and secret societies, seeing as the Grove will be kicking off their little endeavor, if you will, in mid-July. And then after I release Invisible Empire, and I'm shooting for a December 24th release date, hopefully in the beginning of January, I will be back 5 nights a week.
Nice. So I'm calling in to report on something I did. I went to a Planned Parenthood yesterday just to ask them questions about, how everything works and to get, quote-unquote, educated. And they were trying to push, birth control on me, and they were saying that it would be good for me because it would be good for complexion, even though I have a clear face, no pimples, and that it would prevent cysts. And I was just checking everything out, and there was a lot of teenagers in there, and they had, MTV playing, and it was just really shocking to me.
Well, they try to make it as hip and comfortable as possible as they try to promote eugenics to the youth. And, I remember as a kid, actually, one of the girls that I saw at this wedding, she was on birth control solely for her complexion, if you will, back when she was 14 or 15 years old. It's amazing to me what they will push on young women in this country.
Yeah, so, it was just pretty scary to confirm everything I've been hearing on this show. And
well, we are telling the truth here, and it is unfortunate that an organization that tries to parade around as, social help for those that need it are nothing but dirty eugenicists, and they really are out there to depopulate this world. That's what this is. It's eugenics. It's depopulation. It's control. We'll be back after this. It's the Alex Jones Show.